Hi everyone and welcome to my place. Today it is all about decoupage, but not any kind of decoupage. This is going to be state-of-the-art art. Now, these are some of the things that I've done. Remember a wee while ago I did some tissue paper and I put that onto canvas. In fact, I've got it here, I'll just show you. This was the tissue paper and I just put it onto the canvas. Really love this idea. However, what we're going to do now is we're going to take it to a new level and I'm going to turn you all into the most amazing artists. So these are some that I've also done. As I said, this is with the tissue on it and I really love this look. It's sort of like a nice Frenchy look, and this could be perfect for inside or outside or mounted onto a canvas, which we'll get to in a minute. This one here that I did is using the same mannequin again, and you can pick these up at the $1, $2 and $3 shops. You know those wee cheap Asian shops, you pick them up all over the place, and I think they're about $2 or $3. Now this one was one that I did, and what I did with that was I covered it in fabric and then you can decoupage with anything, because decoupage is just French for just layering things onto things, isn't it? And I've spent a whole life of just flicking things, bits of paper and bits of fabric onto things. But that was another one that I did. And when you look into it, you'll notice that there's a little bit of pink flesh showing through. The reason I didn't continue with this project was because I couldn't stand that look coming through. I wanted it to be that lovely linen look. So the only way forward is to put it down and walk away. So if you ever get stuck and it annoys you, just walk away from it or strip it all off and start again. Now the reason why that has shown through is because, let me just get rid of these, this is the bust that I'm starting with. What you need to do, you'll notice they're pink. Why it's pink is beyond me. I think this were shop mannequins at some stage. Right, because this is plastic and because it's very difficult to have plastic, stick anything onto plastic, I want to introduce you to one of my best friends. This is resin, it's a resin product here in New Zealand and it's called Smooth Surface Sealer. It is fantastic. Once you apply 1 or 2 coats of that, which is like an undercoat and it's like a primer, the sky is seriously the limit. And I know I say that all the time, but seriously, this stuff is great. You can put it onto tiles, onto plastic, onto glass, almost any shiny surface. It is fantastic stuff. It's also very highly toxic, but the other thing about it that I like is you can wash it out with soap and water when you're finished. So the whole bust needs a good 1 or 2 coats of the Smooth Surface Sealer, and I just want you to see how that there is starting. I'll show, hopefully I can get in there. It's a bit difficult now, but because I didn't put that on properly, it's starting to flake off. So make sure that the surface that you're going to put the Smooth Surface Sealer on has no grease or dust or grime, and I would hit it with some isopropyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol to get rid of anything that might mean that what you stick into here is not going to stick onto there properly. Right, from there, get rid of that. And because I've been so busy since last time I saw you, I've actually got one here that I have almost finished. Now, this is wallpaper, and what I've done is I've ripped it up and I've stuck it over the entire surface of my bust. And because I knew I wanted to stick it somewhere else, what I did was I put those down. I didn't put any smooth surface around here because I wanted to be able to pick that off. Now the reason I want to do that is because, let me just show you what we are going to do with this. Over here I've got a piece of a big canvas frame, and I've just put, that was the pattern of the wallpaper that I started with. So I have used the wallpaper paste to put that down onto there. And when I did it, what you need to do is turn it over like so, put it onto a piece of plastic. I love the cellophane. And then what I did was I got a cloth, and once it was all done, and I just went over the whole surface like that to get rid of any air bubbles, because we don't want air bubbles. That's not what we're going to be showcasing here. We're doing perfect like wallpaper. And then the other thing I did was I put books on the top of that just to weight it down, and I left that for a good 24 hours so that I knew it was solid as a rock before I started. Right, from there, the next thing that we are going to do is, and now this is just concepts I'm giving you today. We may see this finished in due course, but I might change my mind. So from here, there's 2 types of glue. You can either use PVA glue, you can use the Mod Podge, or you can use, I love this glue here, it's called Smart Craft, and it's ultra glue, and it is thick and strong. And look at that. Ooh, look at that. It's so thick and bulky. I just love it. And when you work with it, it's like working with putty. See that there? You almost need to have a putty knife, but man, when this stuff dries, it is fantastic stuff. So now what I'm going to do is with these little flappy bits that I've got out here, I'm going to just put a really thick layer of this around those little joins there, which is a bit boring for you at home to be watching, but however, we might as well all go through well, if I've got to be bored doing this, you can be bored doing this, but this is sort of like this prep that you do now is absolutely imperative. And I don't know whether you can see or not, but that little plastic bit there, that is the PVA glue that I used, and I'm not going to worry about that because once I do the next process, you're actually not going to see that, and I'll just get a bit more of this out. And I might be able to rush the process in a minute, but never mind, we'll just round to there. Let's just pretend that I'm doing this thing properly and I'll be able to come back to it. And I'm just going to cheat the surface, this little bit now because I want to get on. Make sure that all of those bits are up. And if they're a bit tight where it's moulded around, just get in there and just give that a wee rip off with your fingers so that you do get a nice flat surface to work with. Right, from there, the next thing to do is very, very carefully turn that over and position that, make sure that we are even because that would drive me a little bit crazy. Now, the next thing is to all those bits that you have just glued down, oops, and there's a bit that's just got stuck, take that down like that, really push that glue down and into there, and then the next thing that we're going to do is to finish it. Now, that is also going to need to have another layer of paper on top of it, and I've got a whole heap of paper here, and it's really lovely, thick wallpaper. But basically what I did was just get your wallpaper and then just shred that into workable pieces so that you can now, using this glue here, and this is full strength PVA glue. You could use the Ultra Bond, but as you saw when I was trying to glue everything on, it's quite difficult to work with. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto there, and then small workable pieces are much better to work with. Nice big thick layering, and then put that down and over there like that, because this now has got to actually mould and fuse and become tight and steadfast onto the top of my wallpaper. So just keep going until the whole thing is done. And now over in this area here, one of the crew said to me, "Oh, are you going to put any other colour onto it?" I thought that what I could do is I could put some real roses onto there and make it more 3D appearance. Or what I could do is with the tissue here, just for a little bit of colour, and I've shown you how to do this before too, just separating those out. Why didn't I wash my hands? Stupid. You could then actually decoupage those little flowers so you could have a little bit of blue flowers just running through there. But I will leave that for now because this all needs to be, the whole entire outside of this needs to be fused and bonded onto the wallpaper, and then I will make my decision as what I'm going to do with that in due course. But doesn't that look cool and groovy? Just a bit of plastic, a frame, a bit of wallpaper, a bit of glue, and look what we've got. So you may see this lying around on a wall at my place another day. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had fun. I hope I have inspired you to new levels of artisticness. See you again another day.